What do they call it in steampunk 2020?
Corpo?
Yeah.
A steampunk 2020.
That's actually 5 years ago.
My lord, the cyber corona is affecting our steam engines. Get on the airship.
I've watched a lot of Batman movies lately.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. So I've watched, I think, all the Batman movies. Minus the ones that don't count.
Well, which
What are
ones
the
don't
ones that
count?
don't
Ben
count?
Affleck.
Okay.
Huh.
But, like, the Batman 66 counts.
I meant the live action.
Yeah, the live
That's a
action
live
Batman.
Fuck is Batman 66?
Adam West.
Oh.
Adam West.
They don't have that one.
It's a really
on
funny Batman,
HBO.
actually.
Cesar Romero.
Yeah.
That's the best Batman movie.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Mask of the Phantasm.
The best one?
Mask of the Phantasm is really good.
Controversial opinion? Forever.
Is that the one with the nipples?
No, that's
That's
Batman and Robin.
That's Batman and Robin. Batman Forever is the one with
Val Kilmer.
yeah, exactly.
I think
and,
Val Kilmer
Jim
actually
Carrey.
kind of does play the best Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, Val Kilmer has that kind of like I'm egotistical to the point of being psychopathic vibe that I imagine Bruce Wayne actually has.
And he's got the best city by far.
Yeah, and you don't really get Tommy Lee Jones chewing scenery like that in most movies.
Yeah.
Like that's like a whole extra side, if you'll excuse the pun.
It's pretty rare to see him having fun in a movie.
Yeah,
Ever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like watching your dad like have a few drinks at like the office party, and you're like, oh, I didn't know he was allowed to smile.
So from what I understand, though, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, and George Clooney, I think they're all the same Batman. Because they all have the same Alfred. And
Yeah,
the same
I think
house.
that's supposed to be the point.
But
Yeah,
then it turns out that Alfred makes all the stuff for him. So he made the nipple suits. So he makes.
well, I would point out that by the time he had the mid-nipple suits, he had
He
that
did have the
pseudo
weird-
Alzheimer's disease.
No, it was like a heart disease.
Was it a heart
Yeah.
disease? I thought it was like Alzheimer's.
But no, then he like purposely makes one for his niece.
Yeah, that's a good point. But at least she doesn't have the nipples.
I was
No,
gonna
she
say, I don't
does.
think there's nipples on
She
hers.
does. There's a very good close up of them when she puts
Really?
the
I
suit
don't
on.
think so. I am going to put money on the fact that
All right.
Alicia Silverstone does not
All
have
right.
nipples on her bat suit.
Well, I'm going to have to rephrase this search term because it's going to come up with the completely wrong thing.
I'm pretty sure she's playing a teenager.
no, she doesn't have nipples on
Yes,
it.
she does.
I'm looking right at the suit right now.
I swear to God.
There's a roundiness to it.
well,
Yeah.
There's something.
okay. Zooming in on it, it does kind of.
No, you gotta watch the scene too.
Yeah.
'Cause I
No. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's something going on there. I thought maybe it was just where the seams come together, but they're up about another half inch from.
It's like the light is always right at that corner, so it is really hard to tell.
It
is.
I can't tell if it's nipple or if they've just caused it to come to a point.
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Like it's like an optical illusion. Like I wouldn't believe it was there otherwise, but now that you've told me it's there, I can't not see it. So it's very
Chronologically, Alfred made that. He designed that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. What do we do with this information now?
I don't know. It's just something I pieced together from.
But I feel like, and this could be me misremembering the nipples because it unfortunately has been a long time since I've seen that movie. But I feel like theirs actually has like areola.
oh yeah, no, the male
They have,
nipples are
like,
very
hair,
detailed.
yeah.
But then they get the metal plate put on over the nipples because they have like the armor thing that they stick on top. So their nipples are only exposed briefly,
Well, it's like the first thing you see in the movie: nipples, butts, and crotch.
and then they just ride on motorcycles on a
Right.
giant man.
That's the coolest city they had. They ruined it. But George Clooney was the worst.
Oh yeah, he was a terrible Batman.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy, like, his best kind of acting is leaning against the table and giving a snarky line.
Yeah, Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
whatever those movies, those casino movies were, that's what he's made for.
Or when he's allowed to be very wacky.
Oh, what was that?
Like, no,
that was
old brother for my
Old
country.
Brother for
What
No
is it called?
Men.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
Yep.
And,
Brother, Where Art Thou? Men Who Stare at
Men Who
Goats.
Stare at Goats. Yeah, exactly.
There's another one too. I forget.
ER?
From Dusk Till Dawn, kind of.
Kind of. Oh no, it was actually the guys on Wholesome were talking about some movie that I realized I've never seen with him and J-Lo. I think it was him and J-Lo.
Made in Manhattan.
Yes, that was it. That slapstick comedy Made in Manhattan.
Actually, that's Ray Fiennes, but he's like, I watched that movie not that long ago, like this year, I think, and he's like giving serial killer the whole time. Like, you're like, at what point does he just decide to murder this family? I don't like. I mean, he's supposed to be like a senator or whatever, but like even without that, he feels like a serial killer.
Is that a fart?
How did you know?
I think.
He had to lean forward. And,
Yeah, you lean forward and went, I'm in Minecraft.
Oh, because I discovered Out of Sight. It was Out of Sight is the movie where he plays kind of a dumb con. He can play stupid well. Convict. It stands for convict. You know,
not con artist
No.
could,
That was
but it doesn't in this.
That was Nicolas Cage.
in Con Air. That was the con artist playing.
No,
No, Raising Arizona.
no, it's the one where like he gets tricked into like this fake daughter.
What?
There's a movie where he's like a con artist and then another con artist.
Matchstick Men.
Matchstick Men, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Weatherman.
Don't come at me with my
The station agent?
Nicolas Cage movies. We'll be here all day.
Vampire's Kiss.
Ooh.
Oh, that one I wouldn't recommend for first timers.
No, that's like
You got to
that's an
fall in
acquired
love with
taste.
Nick Cage and then revisit that.
And the art of acting.
I'm just looking at a bunch of pictures of George Clooney. Has anyone realized how handsome he is?
Not yet.
No, I think he's one of those guys that has to like wait until he's like older, and everyone's gonna go back and be like, "Oh,
Yeah,
he's really attractive."
it's like all those people who see like pictures of Ernest Hemingway and then call him daddy.
Yeah, exactly. Or Ernest. They're like, "Oh, Jim Varney was really hot." Like Ernest goes to jail.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Man, that guy's really hot."
Who's the other guy? Shel Silverstein. People are losing their minds these
Shel
days over Shel
Silverstein?
Silver. Yeah, there's a
Is that just wishful thinking on your part?
no.
Because you
There's
have a similar
no. There's a
haircut to
very.
him?
You mean bald?
Oh, God.
No, hang on. I've got it right here. It didn't take
Do
that
not
long
put
for me to
up
find
Shel
the photo.
Silverstein erotica right now. It's too
about
early
to.
for me.
Well,
You're going to ruin my whole day.
or
I'll
I'm
make
gonna
it.
make it,
Is that James Gandolfini?
As a
Yes.
samurai,
and I need to know where that's from because I feel like that's AI edited.
it's AI edited.
Yeah,
It's a meme I found.
I mean, that could just be good old fashioned Photoshop too.
could be. I forgot
Probably
we
not,
had
but
that
it could be.
technology for a while.
Yeah, AI.
Yeah, I
Do you
mean,
ever see a picture nowadays and just like, you're like, is this real?
Yeah, like
Like,
all
is
the
this
time we
even a
live in a
picture of-
hellscape.
James L. Is this a real picture right now? Or is that just like, am I even real?
The one I posted, yes, I think that's from one of his
No,
books.
I saw it was a whole like ad, like one of the YouTube ads before a video for ChatGPT, but like the whole person in it was like, it took a second, but then I was like, that's not a real person,
yeah. Well, I think also the commercial space is so stilted and repetitive that I feel like that's probably the right spot for generative AI.
There's like computers just like crapping out like 30-second bump ads for like companies that like no one has ever seen.
Yeah, I'm constantly seeing like a woman in her kitchen and her mouth moves very weird because they're just like filling in the blank for the words for it all the time. It's horrible.
I'm used to that because like for a lot of commercials in Sweden are just German commercials that they dub over in Swedish.
Do you see the
So, like,
nipples?
I mean, they're almost all candy
Oh,
commercials.
okay.
So yes,
'Cause I remember when I was a kid in Germany, they would show topless women on commercials, but they would cover their nipples. It's weird.
I remember I was watching. This is when I was living in Michigan, but I was watching Canadian TV because we live close enough to Canada that I got Canadian. We got Canadian TV, and I watched it all the time. But we were watching the Olympics, like the Nagano
Canadian
Olympics.
Olympics? They got their own.
Well, I think, yeah, probably. I mean, it's just the Winter Olympics. No, but we were watching the Nagano Olympics, and like it was like past the threshold hour of like 10 o'clock, and then there was an ad for it was like moisturizer, but they showed a lady's like whole ass as she was like moisturizing, and
It was never
I
the
was
same.
very taken aback. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I remember that
I'm sure you do.
distinctly.
You were outraged.
Yeah, I know. 1 minute I was thinking about the figure skating of Michelle Kwan, and the next minute it was some lady's dry ass. Not really. I mean, I'm sure it was
well moisturized.
Sure. She seemed to have a regimen.
I'm assuming they use some other substance for moisturizer in ads for moisturizer, because like you can't just constantly rub moisturizer into the same spot, like for multiple takes, and then but at the same time the skin should be already moisturized, so it's not unappealing to the viewer. So they probably use something else. I wonder what that is, like mayonnaise or something.
Mayonnaise would be a good one. Yeah, it would look like it. I guess I don't know if it would smear the right way though.
No, that's true. Maybe if you water it down.
Like it wouldn't disappear. It would just stay
No, it
kind of
wouldn't
white.
thin. No,
yeah,
that's true. It's true.
because I use mayo on my toast sometimes instead of butter, and I find that that's like, I don't know, it's not quite the same. There's some white still left. We're gonna have to get to the bottom of this.
Watched Waiting for Guffman last night. That was fun.
What?
Waiting for Guffman. You ever seen that?
No.
It's like you've seen Spinal Tap and like A Mighty Wind and all that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like that.
Oh, okay.
That's good. It's. I think it's basically like doing the Office, Parks and Rec interview show thing, but like before those shows did that, and like obviously all those shows owe homage to like Spinal Tap and all those movies, but I think like Waiting for Guffman kind of was like the first show. Like I feel like every one of those shows, especially like The Office and Parks and Rec, feels like they ran because Waiting for Guffman crawled, kind of a thing.
Interesting.
Best in Show.
I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah, well, like Best in Show to a lesser extent, because it's like Best in Show is a lot more like kind of zany, and like the characters are already pretty over the top. But like that thing that they do, where like they start the conversation. Like first of all, like Spinal Tap, and before that, they always had the interviewer asking the questions in the audio, and then like in the Waiting for Guffman, they don't have that. But also like the thing where they start off with like a normal response to a question, and then it slowly gets more and more insane as it goes. Like that feels very new, I guess, in that chronology. Yeah, very cool. My film analysis of Waiting for Guffman.
I always liked, what's her name? Parker Pose?
Yeah, Parker Posey was like 12 in that movie, or probably not 12. She's very young in that
probably
movie.
34 Hollywood standard.
I don't know. This is 90s Hollywood standards still.
Oh, so she's playing like an 18-year-old. She's like in her mid-40s.
I don't know about that. I don't know if there was a lot of roles for women in their mid-40s in the 90s. Unless you were like, the old mom, or a villain. Like
Well,
crone.
she was born in 1968, so she was probably older than you thought.
She was 18, I guess, then. No, 28. Yeah.
Was she?
So Waiting for Guffman came out in 96, I think.
96. You got it. Yep.
Yeah, so she was 28. I guess that is.
Well, it's
that
a
is
little.
not that young.
It's a little young for Arvid. He's like, ugh. No wrinkles.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't Sony have a patent for like when like a advertisement plays, you have to stand up and say the product name for it to like. I just had that random thought that like remember hearing about that. Like I think it's like some company owns like a patent because I think it had to do with
companies own patents for all kinds of crazy
for
shit.
like whatever they remember they were like little Sony little wand thing.
Like the iToy and shit.
You know what I'm talking about? Like the Sony iConnect or something? I don't know. That's
Yeah,
like part of
iToy.
that where like if like an advertisement came up, you had to like stand up and say the company name for like the ad to go away.
Yeah, they sure do. I just posted in the chat the patent drawing.
I like how they include McDonald's in
Oh
there.
yeah, well
Yep.
obviously it
For
was
the
like some
patent.
teamwork going on.
I like how in the next one it goes back to the show where it's just someone getting shot by another guy. Very American.
God bless.
Very slowly too. You can see the bullet.
Yeah. Man, I actually kind of like the world in where that's part of the McDonald's commercial.
Just a guy getting
Like
shot
it's just a
and then
brutal
just flashes
murder.
a burger. McDonald's.
Yeah. His last dying wish is that, or regret is that he didn't get a chance
He didn't
to
have
take a bite of
enough.
his Big Mac.
Didn't have enough Big
Yeah.
Macs. Did that guy die?
Which guy?
The guy that only ate Big Macs?
Oh yeah, but fuck him. He
Supersize Me
he
guy?
kind of like
No,
faked that
he
whole
died.
thing.
Not the actual whatever his name was. But there's like a guy in the documentary that like ate like
I'm sure
he looked
everyone in
like a
that
super
movie's dead.
Amish guy, but no, he was like healthier or something shit. But he
That
like
movie's old as heck.
I don't know. I just know like it came out that like he was faking a lot of the effects that were
It's
happening
obvious.
with him.
Like there's
yeah.
that bit where he pukes right early on. And you're like,
I've eaten way
if you
more.
were my kid, I would make you go to school.
And I'm like,
you know.
I have eaten 2 burgers and I did not puke.
Yeah, exactly. It's very very cringe,
Yes.
as the kids
Donald Gorksky, world record holder for eating the most Big Macs in a lifetime.
say, in a lifetime. So he's dead.
He kind of looks like John Lennon, who went on a different path.
No, he's alive. He's alive. He's 71.
Good for him.
He's
He's from
eating-
Green Bay, of course.
Oh, well, then
Retired
he's barely a
correctional
human.
officer.
Oh, he's got some dark past. Yeah. He made a lot of people consume Big Macs in his life, and they just had to be in the person.
Think he ever smuggled a Big Mac in his butt?
Dude, he did.
He didn't
That's
even
how he
have
liked to hold
He
them.
didn't even have to.
No,
It wasn't even contraband.
no, he just
could've
liked
done
the
it.
umami of it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the next Paul Blart.
No,
Correctional officer cop.
because like
movie.
Paul Blart 1, good. Paul Blart 2,
Better.
Masterpiece.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say no. They like lost up his ass. And then isn't there a 3?
Still waiting on Paul Blart 3.
Waiting for no.
I don't
never
know.
mind.
For Adam Sandler to drop $2 million.
You're not waiting for it because it's already come out, but it's a play.
It's a.
Paul
Like
Blart
on
3 Blart of Darkness.
There's no way that's real.
I'm sure it's not, but AI Gemini from Google tells me it is. That can't be real.
No.
Hold on.
Oh,
The Cap Times. Paul Blart 3 steers his Segway across the Midwest this summer. Oh, it is, and it's exactly what you would think it would look like. Okay.
Is it just a guy in a fat suit?
Actually, I think it's a woman playing Paul Blart, but the hit Madison play, Paul Blart 3 Blart of Darkness. Yeah. No, it's
Oh,
it's
this
out.
is. This is from like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
man.
You've been waiting for.
But it's returned in July 20th, 2024. An article was written that they were doing an encore tour of it.
Yeah, I don't think this is licensed or anything to do with. I think this is just some like
No.
edgelord.
No. They even say in the article that they're pretty sure the creators and actors of the movie's franchise have no clue that this exists.
Yeah, that makes more sense. From what I can tell, I found 2 articles about from community theaters, one in Wisconsin and one in Boston. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It's apparently a post-apocalyptic tragedy.
What? So like humanity ended, but Paul Blart's still just like at the mall protecting
Everyone
the last.
lives in the mall, I guess.
We already
I
did
don't know.
that. We already did that with one of the zombie movies.
Yeah, no, that's just Dawn of the Dead. No, and also like I know everything is creatively bankrupt these days. Blah blah blah. Not gonna complain about it too much, but it does annoy me that the first thing anyone ever does with an IP, as soon as it becomes public domain right now, is they just make a shitty horror movie with it. Like no one wants to like. Well, I like no one wants to do anything fun. Like Popeye is in public domain now. It's just like, what if Popeye killed people? And
Yep.
It's like, well,
Yep, they're gonna do
that
that.
mean?
They're doing that with Mickey, like the Steamboat Willie character is gonna be a murderer too. They did it with Winnie the Pooh.
yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm not saying you need to like make new, Mickey Mouse stories.
Look,
but, like, I don't know, do something.
I'm
fun.
just waiting for the Popeye porno. Like, where's the Popeye porn parody?
$20, it's already there.
Oh yeah, no, there are many. Like they didn't wait it's a parody. That's the point. You don't need to wait.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It's not like the Pirates of the Caribbean still being in copyright doesn't mean there isn't 17,000 Pirates of the Caribbean porn parodies.
I don't know. Disney's pretty litigious. Let me just do a quick. Oh no! Wow, there's a lot of them.
But then,
Okay.
but then Disney would have to admit that porn exists, which like goes against their values.
Well, it used to. They did just have like the Deadpool and Wolverine movie on Disney Plus, which feels very contradictory to wholesome family values.
You know what? I think Ryan Reynolds is like the biggest shill piece of shit that's ever happened.
Oh yeah,
I will never see that movie.
it was not good, man.
That I've never seen it.
It wasn't good.
He probably watches Twitter and just like asks everybody, he's like, "Have you seen it? Have you seen it?"
Yeah, I realized like halfway through, I was like, why am I not enjoying this? Because it's all the Deadpool stuff, and I was like, oh, because they've tied it into like the greater Marvel thing now.
It's just the
and I'm so
member-berry,
fatigued on those movies that like I wanted something that wasn't part of it.
I don't know. I want X-Men stuff. So
I'm
just-
X-Men stuff would be
I
great.
don't think they already tried.
No, I mean I don't know. So they did that with Spider-Man too. You know, it didn't stop them from rebooting Spider-Man 3 times.
Well, no, that's because they didn't want to lose the license.
But they kind of already won the cultural war about it because the Into the Spider-Verse is way better than the live-action Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really like the old Sam Raimi, the first, I don't know, I like
first
all
two.
three of the
Sam Raimi ones are great. I meant of the new Marvel MCU movies.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, not that I actually kind of like at least the first of the newer Spider-Man movies. Was that the one with Michael Keaton
Yeah.
as his girlfriend's dad, and also the Vulture? That one's
Yep.
fun.
They tied that back in for the third one when he came back as Batman.
Oh wait, really?
Right?
I haven't watched a Marvel movie in a minute, so maybe I think maybe that's the thing. It's like I'm not bored of it because I haven't watched any of them.
Yeah, it's a Spider-Man Doctor Strange joint where it's like
I know
about the
that.
multiverse.
I didn't know
and-
Batman was going to.
Well, because he goes to the alternate.
No, but DC. I didn't know. How did they license Batman?
Was
from
it
DC?
Batman? I might be misremembering which one he was.
Because that would be.
It would be completely.
That would be some IP.
It would be. No, wait, I'm misremembering all of that. That's that horrible Flash movie. It's the
That makes
Flash
way more
movie.
sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, I think I
That
just
makes
came up
more
with a
sense.
better movie.
So you just splice in scenes from the Flash movie and the Spider-Man crossover movie and just mix them up.
Yep.
Just hit shuffle.
Yep.
Hell yeah, brother.
No rhyme or reason to it, and it still would be better than that Flash movie.
That doesn't
That was
surprise me.
horrible.
I did watch the second Shazam movie.
Oh, why?
I was trying to find something to watch, and I was so annoyed at myself for not being able to find something to watch. I picked like the first thing that was on the screen.
Was it good?
And, no, that was really bad and really slow, and really boring.
Is it like
Yeah,
a
I
kids-
really I
kids
don't want to
movie,
like
though?
dive deep into Shazam.
I mean, it kind of felt like it was a kids movie, but at the same time, it was like there was no dialogue or pacing or any of the other things that kids movies have. You know, scenes that move and stuff. It was like mostly just people talking, and then a big CGI fight would happen. And it wasn't like fun CGI. And also Helen Mirren was in it, and I'm like, why are you using Helen Mirren for this?
Did you watch the Rock's movie that's adjacent to that then? Black Adam?
Black Adam. I did watch like the first 20 minutes
That
of
one's
it, and then
terrible.
I zipped out.
And then you decided, let me put on Shazam 2 instead. Let me elevate my cinematic experience.
No, but the funny thing is, like, the first 20 minutes of Black Adam and the first 20 minutes of the Tom Cruise The Mummy movie are like the
exact
same
same, yeah.
movie.
That's actually really good.
I
hated
think I like
that
the Mummy
he
better.
never got his multiverse for that, Tom Cruise.
Oh,
And Russell
the
Crowe.
Universal Monsters. I actually would have kind of enjoyed that, I think.
Yeah.
It depends. Like,
How many
Russell Crowe
rooftops
bit,
can Tom Cruise run across?
The world may never know.
Mummy, if the crossover is the Mummy, right? He like
Yeah.
whoever Tom Cruise's character, he's not part of the mythos. He's just
He's the new.
they're the
he's
monsters
new
that
guy.
are the characters.
Yeah,
right?
he's the vessel for the audience to experience the monsters through.
Right, but what I'm saying is he wouldn't carry over to the other movies. It would be the Mummy who would, right? You know, it's not like
Well, at the end of it,
random-
doesn't he get like shot with something that makes him like an immortal?
Isn't he part mummy?
Like injected? I think he's not part mummy. I think he's injected with some serum that makes him like immortal. He survives like
mummy juice
falling from a plane.
That's at the beginning, though.
Is that in the beginning?
That's like the first. That's like because it's all like giant action.
All right, I got to rewatch that movie.
Or just play The Mummy Demastered, a video game that's actually good.
That's actually very good. I love a good pixel game. So
let's go ahead and use that as a segue to talk about a good game that we played that uses pixels.
Please, let's.
So right on time, as it's most apt and pertinent, we are talking about Dave the Diver.
Dave. I played Dig Dug.
Oh, shit.
Doug the Diver.
Dave the Diver? Diver Dave?
Dig the Diver.
Dig the Diver.
Anyway, so...
Wow.
What's Dave the Diver, guys?
It's a Dave.
Actually, we should talk about this. This is a podcast called The Save State. We're
talking
about video games.
I thought this was the movie one.
Yeah, that one we definitely have done already. So I think a lot of people know what Dave the Diver is already.
Have you heard of this?
I think it's got to be
one
of the most
things.
popular indie games since,
but isn't
I don't know, maybe Stardew Valley or something.
Oh wait, I
like
thought
that.
it was like secretly not an indie game.
No, of course it's not an indie game. That's like the big.
Yeah,
it's like your New Line Cinema thing.
We talked about that extensively during one of the award.
Yeah, that's why I
episodes,
thought you guys had done an episode on it because.
Yeah, no, we didn't. We did talk about it a lot, but rather just in its like.
Is this what you would call like a corporate plant?
I don't know, because like I said, it is like a studio. Like the studio that made it is a smaller studio, but it's just owned by a big megacorp. But it just kind of doesn't put the big megacorp logo on anything, and it just kind of was like, we're cute. Like a lot of those movies, like in the '90s and aughts, like the New Line Cinema or whatever, where it's like actually, or what was the thing Disney did? Hollywood movies or whatever, where it was just like it looks like a smaller studio, but it's really just owned by one of the big four.
Yeah.
So like this has precedent, I guess is what I'm saying. And
but it
still feels.
You go in and you rape the ocean.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so I was expecting a chill game, and for the most part it is. So the plot of the game is that you are a diver. You're Dave, who is a diver who also helps run a sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
And you during the day you catch fish, then during the night you cook or you help to prepare said fish. And I was like, it's got these very sunny pixel art with like
poppy music,
with some 3D light music, and then I get into the water for like the first thing, and it says like use your harpoon gun. And then the game, it slows down to bullet time, and then the harpoon gun shoots out, and a burst of blood happens. My controller shakes, and then I'm like, oh, God, I just murdered a thing. Like, in a way that I never was I never was, like, aware of these things, but, like, that first time I killed a fish in this game, I was like, it was, it felt so bad. Just like that visceral killing. I don't know. Ugh.
I don't know. I really enjoyed the power fantasy of being the apex predator of the ocean.
Of being a hefty bald man who can still somehow get a scuba suit on.
Yes. Life goals, man.
Surprisingly, there's a plot. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, there is a plot, which I was very surprised about.
Yes.
And it's not about sushi.
It's a little about sushi. I mean, it depends. If you're talking about the spoilers, merfolk plot storyline that's overarching, then yeah, it's not so much about sushi. But if you're talking about Bancho,
no, yeah, that's 100%
Bancho's storyline, then about. It's purely about sushi and his unwillingness to like revenge and his unwillingness to like listen to others. Like some people would say uncompromising, but I'd say just a real asshole.
Yeah. Of course, the player is very much on his side, just because of the very cool animation, like full pixel art animations that occur every time you like do not every time, but like once a day. But the first time you do a sushi action, you get like these.
I enjoy them.
Really, very awesome pixel art animations.
They're cool,
like this game has,
but like I got tired of them real quick. And like every once in a while, yeah, it would give you like a special, unique one. But like when you get the same one 3 times in a row, when you're like doing a lot of research, researching like recipes, you're just like, I don't care.
You skip, and then when it stops trying to play one, I'm like, oh, good.
Well, the thing is, I only got it so I only played one a day. So, like, even if I did 3 researches, it would only do the animation for the first research.
I would often
and then if I did
not get, like, my first research wouldn't get an animation.
Weird, because it was always the first thing I did. Like, if it was the research or the upgrade, the menu item or whatever, that first thing that day would give me the animation.
If it's something special, new, like the shark's head or something like that, they always have their own.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's some special ones that have their own animations that will always play. What did you guys think of Duff's animations? Are we about to get to Duff's very uncomfortable animation?
The podcaster character? Yeah, the computer guy.
The weapons guy.
His
the weapon specialist who has
I liked him.
so many anime figurines in short skirts.
Yeah,
yes. The Champ Pokemon. Incel. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, you killed that shark without his help.
I mean, the thing is, I just don't. It was like, I guess they're trying to make him like kind of like gross, but like, I don't know, maybe not endearing, charming or endearing, but like, but then there's a part where he starts calling like he starts having like this like S&M master thing with his like anime dolls, and I'm like, ugh. It's
very unsettling
very
to see like a mass shooter be like kind of cutesified in a game.
Yeah, I mean, he feels like if he could get out of his chair, he totally would do that.
Yes. He is an
Like, also,
angry online incel.
So speaking of well, not speaking of it, you are an anime-man, Mike, and I've seen this because I've seen this in other anime things where like they have like the fat nerd character and they have the rolled towel around their neck.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I am no expert on the art form, only a fan, but I would imagine it's because of the sweat buildup and purely for that. It's exactly what it has, like a sports connotation to it. Like you'll see in a lot of like athletic and sports anime, like the towel wrapped around the neck, or you've seen that in real life in movies where they put the towel around the neck after a workout. It's just that like him staring at just a anime figurine gets him so worked up that he needs a sweatband towel around his neck.
Okay, because I've definitely seen like the like similar like nerd lock-in people.
Sure.
What do you call it? I want to call in like Yakuza where they do the same thing with these sweatband with these towels on their necks. I didn't know if that was like a.
It could have like it probably goes back to some show from like the 70s or 80s that everyone's referencing, and I just don't have the context for it. I just assume it's because he lives in a very tiny room. His computer's probably like hot as fucking loud, and he just needs the towel.
Vacuum out their computers.
No, hell, I'm not, and I'm just remembering now. I should probably clean the like dust traps around my computer.
Does anyone know where the little anime like glasses push comes from?
Where they push it up and the sunlight reflects into it.
Oh, that's got to be again from like the 70s or 80s at least anime. Probably before that. It's probably from like Astro Boy or something. Like something really old.
Yeah, I believe it. Like that's something even I have encountered.
Mm-hmm. It's probably as old as like glasses and the single point of hair up on the bowl cut, like indicating like young nerd.
I think there's something very interesting about that, like the codification of stuff.
Are you gonna do like a Carl Jung breakdown of anime symbolism?
No, but I do wonder, like,
to.
if that exists in Western art, and we're just so inured to it that we don't even notice.
100%. The cowlick?
I'm sure.
Like, no, not like, but like other
that
things,
kind
like,
of
what
signifying
that
to
are
like older. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I mean, like
Carl Jung said a whole book on it. He's got like 8.
Yeah, but what are those things? Like, I'm just wondering, like, what is something that we would draw on someone to indicate that they were like a nerd or a jock or kind of an asshole or whatever, and then like
to us,
but someone from outside of our culture wouldn't recognize.
I mean, jock would be Letterman jacket, right? Always.
That's true. You see, like that Letterman jackets have moved beyond that. No, like,
I have to say, I've never in the wild seen a Letterman jacket. Like, ever.
Or when I did, they were always like on Band Nerds, like
Yeah.
actual jocks.
Oh,
with a
sure.
Letterman
Yeah.
jacket.
Yeah. Band kids, maybe I saw a
For
jacket
the
on
longest
that.
time, I legitimately thought they were like they had something to do with David Letterman. It was like
Interesting.
that's how I was raised, was watching the late night shows.
You're raised to believe that.
You know,
Your parents just love teaching you wrong facts.
no, they just like made me watch shows like that. It was like Seinfeld.
They made you stay up till 11
Yeah.
o'clock to watch David Letterman.
I'm so
And then
sorry.
I watched the Late Late Show, which was my favorite.
I'm
R.I.P. Conan
very
O'Brien.
sorry. Yeah.
He's not
He's
dead.
not,
He's
but
just
his comedy
not on.
is. His comedy.
He's got a podcast.
Everyone has a
Yeah,
podcast.
he's not the man of his youth.
He did, I don't know if he's going to do anymore, but he did some HBO travel series thing there for a minute.
Oh, that is like the middle age.
Oh, yeah.
That is like I am middle aged and I have
Hey.
more clout and I just want the studio to pay for
my vacations?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like Michael Palin jumped on that back in like the 80s.
I mean, Anthony Bourdain
he's-
perfected it.
I don't know. I feel, yeah, I mean, maybe. Anthony Bourdain always felt much more unsavory. Like he was like smuggling drugs or, you know,
Because he
like
probably
trafficking
was.
people or something. Like it's always like, it's like, yeah, Michael Palin or whatever, those be like, yeah, I want to go to Geneva or Barcelona, and then
Take me to the
Bourdain's like, I need
jungle,
to go
Cambodia.
I need to go to Burma. I also need 3 suitcases that can fit 15 kilos each.
And no questions.
No questions.
Yeah,
Oh, Dave the Diver.
I don't know. Hey, Dave the Diver.
I mean, that is a kind of an uncomfortable thing about this, is like this, like, it feels like everyone there is not from there.
No
No
one
one
is
is
from-
from this place. Blue hole.
I mean,
So
yeah,
there is an indigenous population, but you just ignore them?
Yeah, and then also, like, you just
to take all the resources?
murder all
and-
their... Yeah, exactly. And then, like, the one Greenpeace guy is, like, evil Rambo for some reason.
For some reason,
Yeah.
Like,
I don't understand that part. I didn't. I hated his fights. Because it'd be like out of nowhere, now you gotta fight a guy with a rocket launcher. I'm like, I can barely fight a shark.
yeah, and also it's just, again, it ruins the vibe. Like, man, I don't want, like, okay, like, occasionally running into a shark. Ooh, scary. I have to be ready for this. But, like,
once you get
I
down
have to
deep
shoot
enough,
at
it's
pirates?
just forever. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The pirate sequences, at least it's sparing that they use them. Like, they're events, which is fine. I think one of the things I found, because I've played this game a couple times now over the years, is that pacing matters for your enjoyment of the game. If you rush the main story way too fast, you are not going to be prepared for the content that you're experiencing, and you're not going to enjoy it as much.
Yeah, but it doesn't, at first, it doesn't really give you that idea. It, like, really at first pushes you to just, like, do the main story, and then you'll end up, I don't know, probably having, like, your first death or something.
Yeah, even
you're
that
like,
like
oh.
first squid fight, you're not quite like, oh, well, this is going to be like a difficult game in some aspects. It's
Yeah, like
later
the-
on.
So speaking of this, there's like one of the things I had to do quickly was upgrade the harpoon as much as possible because,
Yeah.
like I said, it's very icy here, and I fell a few days ago, and I didn't really fall down, but I grabbed onto a tree as I was falling, and I bruised the inside of my hand really bad, and it's fine, but it really hurts. But there's these things when you're trying to catch things with a harpoon or whatever, where you have to mash buttons or waggle the stick really fast, and that hurt it hurt a lot. But as I was going to quit out one time when I was doing this, I realized there's a setting where you can turn that off.
What?
Or rather, you think you can turn it off, but actually what happens is that it just turns into a hold. So the stick waggle just turns into a hold the stick in one direction, and the mash button just turns into you hold down the button.
Oh, that's so much better, and I need to change that.
Yeah, because I hated that it would switch up depending on what type of tip you had.
Yep. The joystick
worst
waggle
one?
is the worst one
No,
because
that's
you
the
have
best
to
one.
let
The worst
go.
one is the one
I
that
hate
just
that one.
randomly changes to like having to hit a right button. You know what else I also found out? You just don't have to mash the button. No, like when you first hit a fish, you don't have
Oh yeah, you
I
don't have
know,
to do that. Of course not.
But it
Of course
encourages
not.
you by
you-
vibrating.
That's not what that means.
I don't think that's no. I think that's supposed to simulate the struggle.
Have you seen the smell thing they got?
What?
The video game smell thing. It's like
Oh yeah,
I thought it was like some kind of joke.
No,
Is it
I don't
real?
know what this
Well,
is.
it's something that it could still. I mean, CES type shit. It doesn't necessarily mean it's not kind of just a one-off thing. I don't know, but it's like
Gamer
remember those things they
something?
had before where they had like the lights that would like there's something they had like 20 years ago where it would
Light
like
lights.
blow wind
Yeah.
on you in certain scenes and stuff like that, and they would have like lights that would show up. Like it was a whole thing. Like I remember we came around the same time as World of Warcraft Burning Crusade. That's how old this was.
Wow.
And it had like there was like a fan you could put on top of your monitor, and like when you got on your mount, it would simulate it would like blow the air in your face.
Yeah.
to simulate.
'Cause you're not already like
movement.
fucking up your eyes enough being this close to screens with all these lights. Let's dry out your eyes too.
Yeah. So like, and then so now they have like ones that just like emit scents in certain situations, like electric aromatherapy things.
Which is crazy.
I don't like that.
No, I mean it's a
You think
it's a
gonna,
novelty
no,
gimmick.
what's gonna happen is it's gonna mash up with those games on Steam. You know, booby goblin games. That's what's gonna
Oh
happen.
yeah, your orc massages. I'm sorry, your orc's massage. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like
And then AI is gonna win.
No one needs to leave their house anymore. They can smell anything they want on demand, and no one actually wants smell-o-vision. It's just been like
Are
a
you
goal
sure?
of like
Some
I want the
companies are putting
technology.
probably lots of money behind it.
I want the technology to exist, but I don't think anyone actually wants it.
yeah, I mean the technology does exist. It's just like they're always in like those 3D or 4D movie theaters in like amusement parks where it's like they squirt sea air in the machine when
Someone
you're like
needs to make
supposed
a
to be on a
4D
ship or
one,
whatever.
and then they just don't do anything, and they're like, "What? What's the fourth dimension?" Someone says, "Time, man. You're in there. Time
Just put a
passed."
clock on it.
Wow. But so what do you think would be like the best smelling game?
Not this game.
No, well, that one, you
This
drown.
game involves a lot of dead
You just
fish.
Well, no, because fresh fish does not smell bad, like at all.
No,
I
they
mean,
make
it
a point
smells
of
fishy.
saying that the giant squid smells like ammonia, so
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I imagine that wouldn't smell very
yeah,
good.
but like, I feel like most of this game would just smell like a rubber mask. You're trying to really immerse.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Or like
But
your
like,
spit and snot inside said.
Actually,
mask.
yeah, and then like once you get the ability to like raise fish, that it probably smells really bad there.
but the fish food.
The farm is going to smell like shit the whole time, like manure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, what game? Because your first thought would be like, what's that little cooking game where you and your buddies?
Cooking game,
But no,
cooking
'cause,
game
like,
would be good
kitchens
unless
don't
you burn
always
your
smell good,
food.
Yeah,
Well, kitchens don't always smell good, and
especially if you got.
as you
grease
would
trap.
know, if you are in that kitchen for more than like 30 minutes, you're not smelling shit
It all
anymore.
smells,
You
yeah,
just go
you're
nose blind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, it could be like a game that's like has interstitial eating or intermittent eating. Like I'm thinking like Yakuza or Monster
well, no,
Hunter.
but also you got to think about like city streets and stuff like that. Aren't the
Yeah,
best
but at the
smelling
same
place.
time, like you walk in, like the West
Piss
experience,
and
you
blood.
walk in from the piss and the beer smell, and then you walk into like a ramen restaurant that smells really good. That would be pleasant.
do
You'd
like
really
that.
enjoy the smell of the
Yeah,
food.
come out from the
Or
subway.
Monster Hunter. Yeah, no, you just walk into yeah.
No, I was trying to think. I don't know. And then what games do I want to smell?
I don't want to smell many.
I don't know because I
games,
feel
I
like
think.
I know this is gonna sound weird. Occasionally, I kind of do like. I'll fuck with like a what do you call it, racing game for like half a week,
Yeah, yeah.
and I feel like that one would probably honestly really benefit from
Like
It's
the
just
smell
new
of
car
gasoline.
smell.
gasoline
And yeah,
like,
gasoline.
tire. Because that is very like those games are all about like how experience driven can this be and how like immersive can it be.
That's true. No, that's a good point.
I feel like you can't simulate those smells for an audience without
Just
really exposing them all
We'll
to
go
a,
to cancer.
a bunch of carcinogens. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like one of my favorite smells is like being around jet planes, like jet fuel on like a cold morning, where it's like you could smell, you could see your breath, and then there's like this way the jet fuel kind of smells.
is there
you can
like
tell
an
I used to live on an
one
Air
of those
Force
immersive
base.
sims where you just like load airplanes all day?
I'm sure. Yeah, just fuel, like jet fighter fuel or fuel simulator.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, You could totally do that, but then like do it with like
VR? Or should you just go?
I was thinking, say anime mechs.
Whoa!
Where you just constantly are like refueling and refitting anime like giant, Gundams and shit, and then you don't do any of the fighting. Like all you do is just really detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're not even like the engineer that's like fixing it up afterwards. You're just like the janitor coming in to like, yeah. You're polishing things up, and I like that. I wouldn't want to smell a Dynasty Warriors game.
Oh no!
Oh no! Yeah,
Poo and blood.
Any like medieval battle simulator. Yeah,
it's gonna be bad.
There's like that bit at the beginning of The Witcher 3 when they're going across like the muddy battlefield, and there's like just
where the crow flies through a guy's eyes.
Yeah,
out the back of his head.
Yeah, the worst smelling game.
Yeah, well, until the bath sequence.
Yeah, that's a good point. They probably had the same effect, like going from battlefield to like perfumed bath.
Yep.
It would probably be
pretty nice.
It would probably like really make you appreciate Geralt's affinity for baths too.
Yeah.
Like he's been around in a lot of those battlefields. He really
every time you go into a cave, you're like,
that.
I have to go get a bath right now.
I wish bathtubs were like made like they used to. I mean, I have one, but it's more of a curse because I'm just like,
I got those cheap insect.
Well, my knees have to be straight up to fit into it, and like, but like you see all those like old, even like in the Old West, they had them like just the big old tubs.
Yeah, or like even like a big round one, you could sit like cross-legged in it instead of having to like have your knee up by your
relax.
chin.
Yeah, I actually do want to one day get one of those elderly tubs where it's the door and you can like walk in and see. Yeah, actually, like I think that's pretty luxurious.
No, I used to date this really rich girl, and I guess it was kind of a sauna in their basement, but it was also like a shower, and it had like a seat ledge. Man, that was great.
So I think we got 30 minutes before you got to go, Art, but we should probably talk about Dave the Diver some more.
What the fuck is Dave the Diver? So my take is, it's not a roguelite, but it's kind of a roguelite. It's almost a roguelite.
Yeah, in the sense that every time you dive, the thing is different. I mean, one thing that I would say is not a roguelite because you don't really like die and repeat, which I think is more of a, it just has randomized level stuff.
But it's not. Mm-hmm. There's randomized segments of the level, like certain caves will not be there. That's about fucking it.
Which took me forever.
Yeah, you have to figure out like in what depths.
I
what
also think you're supposed
spawn.
to like, be taking note of like weather conditions and stuff like that too. Which no offense, Dave the Diver, I don't care that much. This is a video game. I'm not. I didn't come.
I really wish that was something. I really wish that was something that you had. Like access to on your phone in the game or something, because you have a smartphone
like
in the
Stardew
game. It's
Valley.
like some kind of weather app that told you like
what's coming up.
Hey, here's and here's what you could find,
or what fish like come out in certain weather. Like even if it's just like the fish, because you have like this little fish encyclopedia you can get as you play, like playing cards. Cats. If it just said like just said like what like the like I guess it tells you what depth they're at.
But if it just had a
like
symbol for like the weather condition
or what time of day, yeah. That would have been nice. I mean, Stardew Valley does that, but only after you catch it. So, like, I don't know. Like, Stardew Valley is one of those games that, like, you have to rely on a wiki a lot of the time, especially, like, if you're trying to, like, optimally play it. And it's really annoying.
It's called min-maxing.
Like, because recently I was replaying it, and I was, like, playing it on my Switch, and I was trying to, like, use it to relax. I'm like, I don't want to have to keep referring to a wiki, so I'm just going to, like, let it play. And, like, so often I would get, like, messages like, bring me a trout. And I'm like, can I catch a trout this season?
Yeah.
Is it even, like... did I miss it already because it took me too long to walk over here?
Yeah.
So I've never played Stardew Valley, but nothing about it seems relaxing to me.
Have you played Harvest Moon?
Long ago.
Yeah. It's very relaxing. It's a very chill game, and honestly, the co-op mode to it is very
what Arvid
enjoyable.
was just describing, like it was all just like, oh, you gotta think about this.
Yeah, I mean that is a one thing you can do out of like hundreds of things you can do in a day. It's not like that important.
If you're not trying to raise your social standing with people in the game, or like if that's like so secondary to you, you're not concerned with it. You don't need to worry about that kind of stuff as much. Just use that first year of playing in the game as a learning experience, and then by like year 2 or 3 you kind of have a system down. You learn little tips. Like you always keep one at least of everything that you find in the game. But yeah, I don't know. I got really lucky here in Dave the Diver.
Ooh.
There's this event that comes up with like a jellyfish event.
Yeah.
Where everyone wants to order special jellyfish dishes. And I
you
just
don't get lucky. That's a script.
No, I know it's like I mean like
The first one is.
I guess I didn't get lucky. I just hyper focused on
Yes.
collecting the best ingredients and upgrades, and I made so much money that money didn't matter
I did that
anymore.
with the tuna one, where I just like, I had reached just enough capital before like my second, like I had the first tuna, where like you kind of struggle because it's like, oh, you get this new item to get out bigger fish from the ocean that you couldn't or would, max out your load limit. The first one I still made decent money, most money I ever made, and then like go by, and then I think it was like not like a fluke, but I got like a tuna event again like a week later. I was like,
Nice.
I've been here before. I know what to do.
Yeah.
And then I just got like and then it didn't ruin it for me, but it was just like I was like, oh, I think I actually liked sucking at this. I liked
Like struggling a little bit.
Like I always like if I didn't have that reason to push, I was like, oh, I need to get like 10K so I can get this little upgrade so I can go a little deeper. I was just like, oh, no, dude, I bought 2 levels more that I can even like go down to right now.
Yeah. I had a similar thing. I invested more in the staff than myself.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where all I had to do was make wasabi, and they took care of everything else.
I could never pour a beer right.
I got that first try every
Dude, I don't
time.
know,
Like it was like constant.
I only messed up on the beer pour once.
Dude, no, my beers were just 90% foam or just like, I don't know. I couldn't do it.
You got to be really steady with that joystick, man.
No, but I could do tea 100% of the time. Perfect.
Yeah.
I got that down, and I was just like, I know how to pour a beer. And I don't know. I don't fucking know, man.
My trick was always to do it like you're supposed to for like the first most of it, and then just let it pour into it being flat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just couldn't figure it
so
out.
get
And
that
then
head
the
on there.
tutorial on that was not very good.
No, it's like the green tea one, dummy. Figure it out.
Yeah, but that's $1 versus 30.
No,
It's a big bump, dude. I want that 30.
It is a big bump. Yeah, but you just train someone to pour beers. Like that's...
Yeah, exactly. Like that. Like I played that because that reminded me a lot of some of the Yakuza mini games, like the sushi management game.
Oh,
was
yeah.
Like, I was like, oh hey, this could be a fun. I'll wait for this in the next. Like maybe Majima will open a sushi bar on Pirate Island.
Probably.
But like it felt a lot like that, so I was really into the sushi restaurant management part.
No,
of it.
that
And
was
I had,
nice. It was, and then
yeah. And like early on, I had staff. I had like two staff with like the pour beer, the pour drinks
Skill,
thing.
yeah.
And I just didn't have to. Yeah, all I had to do was like clean up and make wasabi. Pretty early on.
I like that they had some cosmetics there. I wish, not that all games have to have this, but for this game, it would have made sense if some of the cosmetics gave you bonuses
something, yeah.
towards not even your
Exactly.
money, but like you've got this like Instagram that you're trying to like gain that lets you rank up your food rating for crowds to come in and do better dishes. And it would have been nice if like as you're paying money for these nicer cosmetics and decorations for the restaurant that it gave some kind of boost to that score.
No, that definitely is like a big thing in any restaurant is like decor and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Like it matters.
Not that like I haven't gone into like a dangerous dive bar and had an amazing meal.
Sure,
It
yeah.
happens.
But like one thing I think would have made sense is like because you have to pick the menu.
Yes.
And I think like if they could have tied it in so like you have different decor that works with different foods or something like that.
Ooh.
Like I got a bunch of
like
like
that.
shark's fin or something, and then you
Just
can
put
like
up Jaws
make
posters.
it more. Yeah, or whatever. You like just kind of.
God, I
you
now
know,
have a dream in life is to own a sushi restaurant that's just covered in Jaws memorabilia.
Just the most gruesome scenes just plastered across the walls.
Yeah, or just only ones from the sequels.
Oh, when Jaws
Yeah,
takes out
yeah.
the helicopter is.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
God.
have that playing on a loop on all the televisions. Like, sorry, no game on today. We're watching Jaws: The Return.
a bunch of dads in bomber jackets just standing cross-armed watching it. Just
Yep. That's actually your wait staff. It's kind of
They
like a
don't serve
reverse
anybody.
Hooters. Yeah.
They're there for.
Just pay them to stand there,
Mm-hmm.
like those like those clubs
They
that hire
look like the
dancers
back
just
of a
to.
Tom Clancy novel.
I think they also have Tom Clancy novels.
I was gonna say they're definitely reading Tom Clancy or James Patterson.
We had like the first, because I had a niece last year, so we had like the first like double family Christmas, and my brother's, you don't call him stepfather, father-in-law.
You can.
Your brother's father-in-law. Yeah.
Oh no, you don't call those people stepfather.
Someone got him a Tom Clancy novel. He was like, "Oh hell yeah!"
I'm surprised there's dads out there who don't have them all. I mean, there's a finite number.
Yeah,
of them,
there
right?
is, but like I don't know. This guy's like I don't know.
My dad got very excited one time when they were getting a place out in like around Hatteras,
Oh,
and they were told by the people, you know who just stayed here before you?
oh no,
Tom Clancy.
the
And my dad was like, "What?" He was like, "Tom Clancy was just in this house." Yeah. It's like, Dad, that is such a dad thing to get excited over.
Have you guys seen Can You Ever Forgive Me?
No.
what now?
It's a movie. It's actually pretty good. It's
Was it Tom Clancy? No.
Richard E. Grant and Melissa McCarthy, and it's like Melissa McCarthy plays this like writer who's like she writes biographies, but like all of her, she's like losing money, so she
heard
starts
about
making up.
this.
She makes like writing fake letters and stuff and selling them for like cash. It's really fun. It's like kind of like I don't know. I guess you'd say it's a dramedy. I guess I don't know. It's a good movie though. But she's at a meeting and there's a I don't know if he's actually Tom Clancy or if he's just like a character who's meant to be Tom Clancy. But it's basically what I imagine Tom Clancy being like.
Apparently, it's based on a real person.
Oh, Tom
Yeah, it
Clancy
is.
was
It's
real.
based on a true. It's real.
Wait, what?
You know, this whole
Holy
the whole
shit.
movie is
Clancy,
based on like
Michael
the
Crichton,
memoir
both
of a
real
real.
people. I know
Oh
they
my
seem
God.
like titans to us, but
I don't know about Michael Crichton. I think he might
God,
have
what
been
was he
an
like?
alien.
35 feet tall.
He's 45 feet tall.
Michael Crichton is Slender
Bill
Man.
Brasky. Yeah.
I mean, he was Slender Man. Either that or he just returned to his home planet. That
He
makes
went
more
back
sense.
to the forest. Just still abducting children. R.I.P.
God.
All right.
David Ava.
So that was David Diver. Good game.
It is a good
Yeah,
game.
I actually.
May I? I
Please.
I didn't pay any money for this game. I was given it as a Christmas present.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, so sorry. So this is a game.
Did you give it to him, Mike?
No. I got it in physical copy for the Switch. But so this is a game. This is purely a gameplay loop. You dive, collect, sell fish, get new gear, dive deeper, collect more fish.
Mm-hmm.
And there's obviously other stuff like fishing, not fishing, like
Farming, seahorse
two ways, so
racing.
farming,
Yeah.
and racing, and all that stuff that gives you little benefits and stuff. Blah blah blah. Do you remember like back in like the mid 2000s when you could go on like a Flash website and you could basically this game was there for free
Yeah.
Minus
no,
the
I mean,
plot.
I mean,
minus the plot?
Yeah.
yeah, no, no, it's a good point because I mean, but like, yeah, we didn't know how good we had it with Flash. Like, I was thinking that about some other indie game I was playing. I can't remember what it was at this point, but yeah. I mean, I guess like one thing about there is like a level of polish to Dave the Diver that
It is.
very few
There
games
is,
have,
yes.
and there certainly
There's
would have been
very
back in the
good
Flash
vibes. I'll
era.
give it. I know Arvid loves the vibes.
Yeah, and like, well, the vibes are good, but also like it's very detailed. It's very meticulous. Like there isn't like it doesn't look like anyone was being lazy with anything.
Oh, no,
really.
No, I have not really seen. Yeah, I haven't really seen a lot of pixel games take the time to do very stylized pixel cutscenes like this game. Like the visuals are very unique.
but it's very obvious that
Yeah.
they're trying to like.
Make a good game,
No.
like make you enjoy it.
No, it feels like it's like almost not an homage, but like they're trying to hit back to an era that
Yeah,
technically didn't exist, or at least it's like a refining of an era.
yep. It's a very '90s thing, like feel to
Yeah.
it in some ways.
Yeah, well, I think that's also because like the '90s was also this, like boom for experimental gameplay styles too. Like you had like that's
the
like
90s
when
was the
Katamari
peak of
Damacy
human
and stuff.
society. It was right before we let the computers take over.
I've always said this.
yes.
The moment
Millennial,
one Saturday
blah,
morning
blah,
got
blah.
taken off the air from ABC, humanity went in the fucking dumpster.
I was gonna say when we put computers in our pockets, and now you're like legally required to carry one, or you don't.
No, that
count
one I'm
as a-
fine with.
as a
That one I'm
citizen.
fine with.
I think it was when the Cubs won the World Series.
Damn, you're right. Angels in the outfield, man.
Shit, wrap it up.
That was our Nostradamus.
But yeah, I like this a lot. I'll probably play it.
It was
more.
definitely a fun game. My only issue was I got it for free, and then I kind of saw the price later on. I was like, I don't know if I'd be.
I mean,
I get there's a lot of gameplay content and there's a lot of replayability to it. I think it's technically an endless. Like, you don't have to ever stop playing it if like you're really enjoying it. You know,
Right.
how much does it cost? How much does it cost that you found it?
what was it, like 30, 40
ridiculous?
bucks?
It's
I was
20
gonna say I think
on
it's 20
Steam.
on Steam.
Oh, on Steam. Well, I got it.
So I think
got
20
it for the
is-
Switch. So I was like, we're gonna Switch.
Well, that's the thing is I think because Nintendo does that thing where if you release a physical copy of a game, you have to like have it listed on the store for the same
Oh.
price. So you can't make a just have the physical copy be that much more. I think it's some sort of
I don't know. It's still like
competitive
20
thing that they do.
bucks for like.
I don't know. I think this game is definitely worth $20 to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Another
when
game I
things
played
are
recently was Jazzpunk, and I got that for like pennies. And
Well, that game's also almost
Yeah.
a decade old.
but also like no, it's normally the price is like 15, 16 bucks.
Yeah, but I mean, 20 years ago or 10 years ago, it was probably. I mean,
No,
that's
it's probably still 16
inflation or
bucks.
whatever.
Like, but still like almost the same price as Dave the Diver. But it's like 3 hours long and like.
I'm having trouble getting a hard price on it, but it looks like it's somewhere around 30 to 40 bucks for the physical copy because they put out an anniversary edition. They did the Skyrim thing.
Well, there's a new one coming
Dave
out
the Diver.
too.
Yeah.
There's a Dave the Diver too.
I don't need one. It's fine.
They're diving in the jungle now,
Oh, cool.
and they're just gonna play that
Guess
CCR
that's-
song the whole time.
Which one?
You better run through the jungle.
Fortunate Son. Oh. I was like, welcome to the jungle. That's Guns N' Roses.
No, run through the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Born on the Bayou. Is that song?
Was thinking Up Around the Bend. Is that another?
That is.
Yep.
Did you know that
Ramblin' Man.
one time that guy, I don't know his name, Fogerty?
Yep. John Fogerty.
Yeah, he got sued when he went solo for sounding too much, like too much.
Well,
like CCR.
famously,
CCR,
everyone in
sure.
CCR hates each other,
Yeah.
and they have to have like lawyers just to be
In the
like,
same
in the
room?
same
Yeah.
state as each other. Yeah.
That's
Or
when you know it's a
they
good
are-
band too.
No, that's just when you know you're fucking like everyone's a multi-billionaire. That would like, how much
Yeah,
money did
yeah.
you make last week, Lennon? I don't know. We bought a country.
No, I really like Jazzpunks. Speaking
I know,
of
I-
which.
I enjoyed
that
it
was a game I
too,
wouldn't mind a
but
sequel to.
Because I got it for $1.50. Had I paid full price, I would have kind of been upset when the game ended so fast.
I don't know.
And like I was like nooking every cranny in that game because I knew exactly what it was when I got it. So I was just like literally like if I like went down the corridor and was like, oh, it's a little long. Let me pull back. This is a plot corridor, you know.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know what you mean. You gotta find all the, but I guess my point is like I feel like to me it's a lot less like how much hours I get out of a game as much as I
How
see
much
like
enjoyment.
the effort
Yeah,
put into
no, there's
the game.
definitely a lot of
Like if
yes.
Yeah, like if I see a short game, like I think another game I played, like I think it was Ape Escape, not Ape Escape,
What is it?
Ape Out.
Ape Escape.
Which is like
Oh
this.
yeah.
Ape Out is I like Ape Escape too, but Ape Out is like this game where you play as a gorilla that just runs across this really artsy. It's like kind of like a stripped down shooter thing. Again, something that you'd see in Flash back in the day. But there's like so much attention to like sound detail and what sounds do stuff and the way the music changes in each sequence and. Like I didn't pay, like even though I beat it in like an hour and a
Still,
half,
like,
it was just
had a good experience. Yeah.
Yeah, but well, exactly because I paid
Your
attention.
dollar
Like
per hour value was to
exactly.
you.
Like
Yeah.
I got more enjoyed of it. Like I've talked about this earlier. Like I played this game called Infraspace, which is a smaller like city builder, which I paid like I didn't pay anything for because it was a humble thing, but it was like I think it was retailing for like $20-$30. But even though I played hours of that because it's a city builder and you kind of have to pay hours to get anything out of it, I would probably be kind of upset by that just because like it was. like there wasn't that attention to detail. There wasn't that there was no heart
good
to it.
systems
Like, I don't
going
know.
on. Yeah, because that's what city builders are. In my like, if they don't have a good, I don't know, not economy system, but like.
No,
Whatever you
it's
call it,
systems-
like where it's all
systems.
entertained and like, oh yes, if I build this section up, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you'd call that.
Yeah, like
world politics.
interconnectivity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess with Dave the Diver, like I don't have a problem with this being $20. Frankly, I think I'd probably be okay with it being more than that.
Ooh.
But-
Like a
but,
$29.99
Socialist.
price point. Sure.
Oh, I said socialist.
Sure, yeah. No, I guess that's my point. It's like if you put detail and like hard work into something like this and it shows, then I don't mind paying more.
No, I
by any
agree.
means.
You pay people. You know, you vote with your dollar, kind of thing. When it comes to like stuff like
Not
video
only that,
games,
but also like, yeah, I mean, there's also like a meal is going to take as long to eat as any other meal. Like, it takes as long to eat a really nice bit of sushi as it does to eat McDonald's.
oh no, nice bit of sushi. McDonald's might take me like 5 minutes. Get the whole
Exactly.
thing down.
So I'm not going to be like, that wasn't that took me longer, or what
Sure,
I mean.
yeah, quality,
I think
quantity.
the
where do you
experience
draw
is
the
a big part of
line?
it. Yeah.
And then I hate to say it, it just comes down to personal opinion.
Sure.
God
I mean,
damn,
most
we
things
can't
do.
quantify it. They want us. McDonald's wants to know how to quantify personal opinion so bad. They're probably resurrecting Carl Jung once a year, just to like make him do a study.
No, I like
No,
this.
it was definitely
I
a
like
fun.
this kind of game.
It's a very, very fun game, and like maybe it's just me being a brokey, where I'm just like, I don't know if I would be as satisfied at paying full price.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know.
I also got the stick of truth for $1.50, and I paid like 14
Well, I guess that's the
hours
thing,
for
is,
that.
like, this game
and
is-
honestly,
Yeah.
This game is only a year old as opposed to a decade old.
Which is
Like, you
weird
can-
because it feels like it's been out so much longer than that. That can't be true.
Fractured but Whole is still full price, and that only came out like 2-3 years later.
different developers too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the first one's made by Obsidian, and the second one's made by I don't remember.
Yeah, everyone for some reason hates on Fractured but Whole.
Yeah, we talked
I know,
about this.
but I
a lot.
still just like. But people are like, oh, the combat system's too complex. I'm like, it's a fucking RPG. I don't. that's my bread and that's what I love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, there's so many of them. Like there are hundreds, if not thousands, of free to very cheap RPG Maker RPGs out there. You could
Yeah, but-
you could spend the rest of your life playing RPG.
You could
Maker.
buy
Those
a
aren't
bundle
RPG
pack
makers.
of those for
RPG
like
makers.
$1.
But those games aren't RPG makers, are they? Because I definitely felt like Stick of Truth was.
No. Of course they're not. But I just mean like, if you're going by time to dollar to RPG mechanics.
Well, I
just-
was gonna say is
yeah,
like
I'm
I
sure there's like
played
the,
like
the
14 plus hours to beat the game. And honestly, at the end, it was just like I'm just. get
How'd
this
you like
over.
that final boss fight?
It was too easy because I know how to play an RPG, so my character
Yeah.
was completely overpowered.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that's part
No,
of
it's
part of
not.
the
That's
appeal
the-
of those games.
that's the whole
You wanted-
fun
you
of
wanted
RPGs,
those balls to,
always
like, really
want to
wallop
be
you.
grinding just a little more, so you just have that. My numbers are a little bigger. In that game,
Yeah,
you had
until
a,
like the boss just gets stronger every time you level up.
but
so-
not in that game. Unless maybe it did.
No.
I don't know. Because I was like level 15 probably, which is the cap. Probably I think a little too early. Because
All right. So yeah, real quick before I have to leave, you mentioned you've been playing Jazzpunk and you've been playing the Stick of Truth.
completed both of them.
And you completed both of those. Yes, Jazzpunk's quite quick. Mike, what have you been playing?
Still knocking out Cyberpunk. It's been very enjoyable. I have restarted Infinite Wealth because I stepped away from it for way too long and couldn't remember the plot. So this time I'm going to take notes as I'm playing, so that when we finally do get around to talking about that one, I don't have to play it a third time. But it's been very nice because it runs amazing on the Steam Deck. So I can take
that's
it
good
to
to
go with me, which I will be doing today as I wait for the car to get fixed. And then
Nice.
playing Balatro. Balatro is just fun.
People do not stop talking about that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should
Both my
probably-
brothers.
It's very enjoyable.
Okay.
playing it
I
now.
can't. I thought I was going to play it a lot on my phone. I picked it up for my phone. It makes my phone way too hot.
Yeah, it
and
looks
slows
too detailed
everything.
for like the phone screen size.
Yeah, I had like a text come through, and I tried to like minimize it and move my text thing, and everything moved at like 1 frame rate every 10 seconds. And I was like, uh-oh, close the game. It's about to like brick my phone.
What have I been playing? Not much. I mean, I've been playing some more of those hidden object games because
I remember that.
they
very
require
relaxing.
no brain power. Yeah.
You've just been crushing those and your favorite game, Kingdom
you're just
Come
like a
Deliverance,
guy
before the sequel comes out.
Fighting away Alzheimer's with a paper fan. With those games. Just like,
It sounds
It's just that and
sounds pretty
Sudoku.
right. Yeah.
I'm going to beat this.
As I sit down in front of my Packard Bell Pentium 1 computer with a cup of coffee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just guzzling down pills of, what was it, shark protein? Was that the...
No, just all my pills take so long
That's
that I
your
had to
whole
spend
day.
all morning
That's
taking
your whole
my
day.
pills.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, no, exactly. But like I beat the first 2 or 3 of them that I had gotten in
Nice.
that big pack.
Nice.
And the newer ones, they have like this relaxed mode setting, so it's timed, but it's like 99 minutes or whatever.
ooh.
So I don't actually have to worry about the timer anymore, which is much more relaxing.
Nice.
And also I can just use the trackpad, so I don't have to worry about like having a mouse.
Oh, wow. You
So
know,
I
you
can just
relaxing. This
Yeah,
man needs a
yeah,
drink with
exactly,
an
yeah.
umbrella.
Well, my dog is like in this place right now where I need to be touching him at all times, which I'm okay with, but he's very. So it's like it's like the one thing I can do where I'm like, it's like one of those things where you're supposed to like.
You don't need
pat
full
your head and rub
involvement.
your belly at the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah, exactly. So that works out pretty well.
Nice.
But yeah, I have yeah. But this was a good game when I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it is a good
Except for-
game, and I do apologize for saying I was upset at the price of it.
No, it's
Well, I
fair.
understand. Like if you saw that it was $40, I could totally understand why that'd be ridiculous. I mean, also again, it's a subjective thing. Too.
Very much so. I will say I don't think it has that much replayability. Like coming back to it a second time, I did not find it as enjoyable as the first experience I had at it, and don't think I'm going to pick it up a third time.
That if you come back to, it's almost like better because you're like, I know what to do. But I feel like I've never come
Like
back
a
to this
Stardew
game
Valley.
before. Like you come back to this game and you're just like frustrated for a really long time, just waiting for.
Yeah, I'm like, I have to go
points
through all this
progress
shit again.
so you can actually get to the fun.
I
play.
think that would probably behoove them to have like a new. I don't know. I haven't beaten it, but if like a new game plus mode where you just
you just dive.
unlock all the stuff.
You just dave
Yeah,
and you're
exactly.
diving. Hey, I'm diving over here.
So yeah, and I guess
Midnight
last thing I
Dive
want to
Boy?
finish off with is this the first time, Mike, that you've seen like your simulacrum in a video game
I as the protagonist, yes.
as the
Yeah,
protagonist?
on this episode we have Dave the diver.
Hey,
Actually, I think Mike has slightly better taste in hats.
I don't know. I've been known to rock a bucket hat. I've got a couple
And I
bucket
feel like
hats.
Mike can definitely wait better at a sushi place because my Dave was not very good at
That's
waiting.
true.
Yeah, no, my waddle shuffle. Yeah, my waddle shuffle is much more on point than his.
But yeah, for a guy who could spend like half an hour underwater, he sure don't move good.
No, Jesus Christ, no.
Well, he was tired because he never gets a day off. He dives for like
I mean, fuck, man,
the
I get
deepest
it.
depths multiple times a day.
Yeah,
Fights
Constantly
sharks
fighting
bigger
off the
than
bends.
buses. And
I
then,
get
like,
all
gets
that.
bullied by like all his friends.
Everyone. All right, let's
Yeah,
get out
I'm
of
gonna
here.
blast
Thanks
a
for
massive
listening.
dookie. I've been eating a lot of broccoli lately.
Oh boy.
Holy Hannah! It's you,
No, you don't. No. So here's my thing: is in the morning I take 2 massive dumps and that's it. You know, nothing else.
Well, go
I
take
guess
a
I
massive
take
dump.
2 as well, but it's like the one from when I first wake up,
I have my first cup
and
of coffee
then
one,
it's
and then I have
the
my second
one
coffee one.
as soon as I get to work, and
Oh, that's
no
just
one's there
getting
yet.
Paid to poo-poo.
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing that. on
It's what I think
purpose.
of every time. Yeah. I've got a good system now, too, where I put 2 sheets of toilet paper kind of in an X
What,
inside
of the glory
bowl.
hole.
right inside the bowl. yeah, covered the glory hole.
Wait,
up.
you're catching it?
No, right inside the bowl. No, so that way no streaks get left behind because the toilet was cleaned the night before, for the morning crew to come in. So I leave no trace.
I don't give no, I do that all the time. I would open up at my last job. But also, no one's there. No one was like, let me go stick my face in the toilet bowl and look for a streak. Like,
It's just,
dude,
it's just a
there were
comforting thing.
times at my last job where there'd be just like, somehow they got on the wall.
That's not good.
I'm gonna go
That's
now.
not good.
Bye.
You gotta stop drinking so
Thanks
much
for
IPA.
everything.
It
This
wasn't me. It
podcast
was in the women's restroom.
is over now.
Wait,
Oh, I've
podcast
experienced
over?
that.